the same point.
Okay.
That's what the microtoms are playing. That those curves didn't shift. I'm running out of time, but let me just see number 2 there, the gradient motels and hotels. Reference the question I asked about washing clothes, I believe it was, with capital being fixed in the short run. This is one of the short run, long run. Change the isoquant, isocost, short run, long run things. So the way you sort of understand this one would be referencing that question about, what would I ask you about? I asked you about something where capital is fixed in the short run, and then
Water.
Water, it was water, okay.
Or the machines are fixed.
Yeah, whatever it was, something was fixed. But basically the gist is sort of that in general, things are more flexible in the long run, fixed in the short run. And that was an isoquant, isocost thing. That's what you want to reference if you go through this gradient of hotels, the question. Let me see if there's anything interesting. I can run through these quick. All right, so $3 trillion for the states, indeed. What's the gist? Sort of how does this affect the private market? It almost certainly, if the government either is going to have to tax more in the future, or if interest rates are going to have to go up, in general there's going to be less demand, lower demand for private stuff in the future. If these pensions have to be paid, and if they're not paid, then there's less money for the people, so there's probably less demand. So almost for sure, in some way, there's less demand. That's the answer. Less demand for stuff, given that we have these massive pensions. Well, we still have them. It's a year later, so it's nothing. It was just talked about a lot when I gave this example. Walmart. Why would Walmart plausibly spend more money in cost? Because they want profit. Then this gets you at sort of profit. They want profit. That's your profit. Revenue cost curve. They'd be willing to spend more cost if they thought it would get them more revenue. Profit. So the answer to every one of those firm questions is always more profit. If they're going to be spending more money, it's somehow to make more money. Spain's unemployment, 20% plus, and yet does that usually happen in a well-functioning labor market that wages keep going up when the unemployment is 20%? Generally, when you have this big extra supply of people looking for work, it tends to dampen the price of wages. But Spain has, like in this question, you just had to tell me that this is an unusual labor market. Generally, of course, you get lots of extra supply of workers. Extra supply drives the price or the wage down. But in Spain, you could either tell me that they have like big minimum wages or something that sort of that go up by inflation each year. You don't know what happened in Spain. You just know that this is unusual. This must not be functioning correctly. And what they actually have is sort of, they have lots of sort of government and private sector employees whose wages sort of by law have to keep going up even in bad times, and they can't easily be laid off. And so, strangely, they have sort of lots of unemployment. Firms are sort of reluctant to hire because it's so hard to fire people, and it's already been built into the structure of their wages that they will keep going up regardless. Not for all workers, but for certainly a lot of the public employees and for some of the private firm employees. So they get this strange labor market, which is not functioning like the working market, where supply, you have a big extra supply, it's not adjusting the wages down. Oh, then BP was still closer to the news last fall. And what happened? We, of course, had a moratorium on drilling. Some of the drillers went to the coasts of Nigeria and Brazil. They went other places. The ones that were mobile did leave for a while, and they went other places, so it increased the drilling in other places. What would you think the cost structure is going to generally be? The cost structure ended up being a bit higher, in part through sort of government watching, in part through them understanding, and others seeing that when you try to take shortcuts and you mess up, it costs you a lot in actual money and PR. And so in general, the costs are going to be higher to make things safer. So you show a cost curve being higher. And the other part was showing that during the moratorium, yes, a bunch of rigs actually did go to other places to work.
So if you give us the short answers like this, if you don't say the graph, do you still want graph?
I always like graphs, but if you give me the right words, I give you full credit.
Okay.
If I don't say the graph, you don't have to, but I always like